Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Cosrx Advanced Nail Mucin Power Essence and Azelaic Acid. Now you can use them in the same routine daily in the morning and or evening, and after your cleansing step you're moving on to the snail essence, and after you have applied the snail essence you're heading into Azelaic Acid, which is usually a gel or cream, and then throughout the day your sunscreen, in the evening maybe a moisturizer if you should feel need. Overall, this can be used on all skin types, but it may be ideal if you have normal to oily skin. Now I'm going to share with you the application guide of a morning example skincare routine. However, if you want to see the example morning and evening skincare routine plus the additional information such as the benefits of the individual treatments, you will find all that information in my PowerPoint, which I have for you in the description box down below. There you will find the link to click on it. But I want to now keep my main focus towards the entire application. So we are starting off with the first step, which is washing your face using a suitable cleanser for your skin type. Technically speaking, this can be any cleanser. This can be a regular cleanser, maybe an exfoliating acid cleanser. However, if you do experience some sensitivity when using your exfoliating acid cleanser as well as azelaic acid in the same routine, keep them separate. This is just a side note because the tolerance may be individually. Now I have two regular cleansers right here. So if you have a different one, go ahead, grab it, read on the back of the packaging on how you should use it, and then start off with washing your face. Now I'm going to include this step as well so that you can see the entire setup of an example morning skincare routine, and I'm using Cetaphil's Daily Facial Cleanser for it. So when working with water, I recommend using lukewarm water to slightly warm water so it feels comfortable on the skin. This can be done above the sink or wash your face in the shower while showering anyway. That's very convenient as well. And so I'm getting started with now wetting my face, using a bit of the cleanser, massaging it all over, and then rinsing it off. So let's go ahead and do this. So use about 1 pump, maybe 1.5. Rub your hands together and then gently massage it all over for about 30 seconds to a minute. So once you've massaged it all over, you now can go ahead and rinse everything off. Now when doing this above the sink, you can do this with your hands, but usually there's always some cleanser missing, especially along the hairline. This is where I highly recommend using those makeup microfiber cloths in between to properly get the entire cleanser off the skin before moving on to the next step. Use the washcloth and wet it. Squeeze it out. And I use it to gently swipe all over your face and neck to properly remove the cleanser. And now rinse again. And now go ahead and take a clean towel and gently pat all over to remove the excess water from the skin surface. You do not want to apply the snail essence to wet skin, but to damp skin. So once you are done with washing your face, you have removed excess water from the skin surface, you now can go ahead and move on to the next step, which is now going to be the application of the snail essence. Now what's really important to keep in mind is that you use enough of the snail essence to apply it evenly and thinly all over your face and neck, but you do not want to overdo it. You want to make sure that the snail essence is able to absorb into the skin, that it's not leaving a weird layer on the skin surface, because when then later on using your azelaic acid on top, this may cause layering issues such as, for example, skincare pilling, where little like flakes or balls are coming off the skin because it does not layer properly. Therefore, do not overdo it with the amount of product that you're using. So the snail essence has a pump, so I recommend going with about 1, maximum of 2 pumps, no more than that. Otherwise it can really end up by being too much. and then blend it evenly all over your face as well as neck. So once you have applied it evenly all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off, and you just want to give it a moment so it can absorb into the skin. Now this can be within 30 seconds to a minute. However, if you feel like it needs a minute longer, then give it that time to really avoid that skincare pilling, to make sure that it layers properly on the skin. And then when it comes to your azelaic acid, I went with two popular examples. So for example, the ordinary one as well as Paula's Choice. Both of them are creams. Now with Paula's Choice, that one has a different formulation. You're less likely to experience skincare pilling, but still it is important when it comes to how much you use. As for the ordinary azelaic acid suspension, that one is rich in dimethicone. This is where the skincare pilling is more likely to occur. Therefore, I really want to emphasize it so that you have a proper experience when doing this application. And so one thing that won't change is how much you're going to use. So this can be between a pea size to a bean size amount for your face and neck, which of course depends on how large your face and neck may be, if you just want to use it on your face alone or include your neck as well. So you can adjust it, but make sure that you have an even and thin layer all over. You do not need a lot. It is still a treatment that you're using for your specific skin concerns. So I'm going to use the ordinary azelaic acid suspension. Going to use a bit on my fingertip. So about that much, more or less. This can be slightly adjusted, yes, but please do not overdo it. And when doing the application, please do not use it on top of your eyelids. Do not bring it too close to the actual lower lash line. Do not get it into your eyes. If you have a sensitive eye contour, you may want to avoid that part as well. And please do not get it into your mouth nor on top of your lips. But for the rest, you can apply it evenly all over. So, and once I've applied it all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And as you can see, I do not experience any layering issues. It feels comfortable on the skin, and I do not experience any like pilling or flaking, which can look very similar. So it layers properly if you're using the right amount, and if you're going to let your snail essence absorb into the skin before applying it azelaic acid. That's a key point that you have to do in between. And so when it now comes to the morning skincare routine, I'm going to now follow on with the sunscreen. As for the evening, or when not leaving the house at all, you can just leave it as it is. That's completely fine, but depending on your skin type, you may then want to follow with a moisturizer. Still, when it comes to the moisturizer, especially if you're working with ordinary azelaic acid, you could also change the order of application, where you would use your moisturizer at first and then follow on with the suspension. Now I have all that information in the PowerPoint, but I want to quickly bring this to your attention as well. Now when it comes to the sunscreen, once your azelaic acid cream gel has set, then you can head into your sunscreen. Now I have one example right here, which is Cosrx Always Soothing Sun Cream. If you have a different one, go ahead, replace it. Apply your sunscreen 10 to 15 minutes before sun exposure. And when it comes to the amount of product that you're going to use about half a teaspoon. I have half a teaspoon right here. This can be adjusted depending on the sunscreen that you have and where you want to, like what area you want to cover. But for your face, neck and ears, use about half a teaspoon. If you want to include your décolletage, depending on how much décolletage exposure you have, use about in total 1 teaspoon. And so you can adjust it, but you want to make sure that you're going to evenly apply your sunscreen all over to protect the skin throughout the day. So about that much. Use it in the palm of your hand. And then start blending it all over. Now you can apply your sunscreen around the eyes, again making sure not to get it into your eyes if it does not irritate your eye area. If it does irritate your eye area, which can happen with certain sunscreens, then avoid that part and wear sunglasses instead, or exchange your sunscreen so that you can use it around the eyes. So, and once you have applied your sunscreen all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And this will be an entire example morning skincare routine that you can follow daily if you like to. Now again, I want to remind you, you will find the entire PowerPoint with all the example routines and additional information plus benefits of the products in the description box down below, so don't forget to check this out. Now, this is what I wanted to share with you on how you can work with Cosrx Nail Essence as well as your azelaic acid product that you may have at home. And I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did so, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to learn more about skincare, I'm going to leave some of the videos at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye!